What's up, XFL Nation? This is Bird Gang 114. I'm Ed,
And I'm Cam.
and today we're going to talk about the XFL Week 3 recap. First game on the docket was the Houston Roughnecks versus the Tampa Bay Vipers. Cam, you go first.
Well, Houston barely beat Tampa Bay Vipers 34-27. I thought this game was a lot closer than expected. The Vipers looked pretty good out there in this game, but PJ Walker and Cam Phillips is too much for the Vipers, I felt like. 3 touchdowns by Cam Phillips, and PJ Walker threw all three of them. And then on the Tampa Bay side, I felt like they found a new receiver I think they could rely on, Jalen Tolliver. So I felt like this game right here made Tampa find some new people. You know, number 17 looks a lot better.
Yeah, I would say Tampa Bay is getting better week by week, but they're 0-3, so they're
They need
kind
to
of
start switching quarterbacks. That's the
yeah.
only thing.
I don't like when they put in Quentin Flowers and then go back to the other guy. I would say leave Taylor Cornelius in there. I guess Aaron Murray might be in next week, but Taylor looked like he was starting to get some, looking better, making some plays. It just seems like they're going in the right direction, but they're just too far behind. They may be in trouble. And Houston, PJ Walker and Cam Phillips, that's a great connection, and they have a good enough defense. But the defense did kind of let up some points. It was the score of the game was 34-27. It's not like they lit it up and they let Tampa Bay hang around the whole game. I think at halftime wasn't it 18-18, and then kind of went from there. But I would say Houston looked good, but they showed that they can be beaten because Tampa Bay was not a great team, but they had their opportunities. They just made some mistakes. The second game on Saturday was Dallas versus Seattle. Landry Jones looked a little bit better. He did still have 2 picks, but he definitely did look like he was in more control of the offense. But they did find a big playmaker in their tight end, Parham. He had 2 TDs. He looked pretty good. The Nagel caught a TD, and like Cameron brought up the other day, Crockett was wide open the week before, where he made some plays.
And
Seattle,
he still missed them one more too. He had another TD almost if he threw it to him. So once that connection goes, I think Dallas got this wide receiver that's gonna maybe be good.
Seattle look. They got a good defense. They just really don't have consistency on offense. They came out and put some points up at first, but then kind of just all fell apart after that. If they can somehow get a more consistent offense, they'll be better. They had a lot of fans there. I think there was like 22,000. It's just I was hoping they'd put up a little bit better showing on offense.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know how you not scoring anything in the second half. They scored all 12 in the first half. Yeah, I just felt like this team just lost momentum. They were doing good in the first half, and I was like, ooh, Seattle might win this game. And then, boom, the momentum switched, and Seattle just couldn't find that switch to get the momentum back. So that's what cost them the game. I think the defense did pretty good. 57, had another pick. Or no, was it a fumble this time? Yeah, the guy who had a pick against the last game
Who made the pick for a touchdown last week
had a fumble this
recovered
time.
a fumble this week. Yeah,
So that guy's making plays when the Seattle needs to. That's that guy who could get the ball back for them. But Seattle just can't do anything with it,
yeah.
unfortunately.
It was 24-12 was the final score of that game. And
Yeah.
then on Sunday, the first game was the New York Guardians versus St. Louis. And before we talk about the game, I'd like to say that the fans in St. Louis, they were awesome. That place was rocking, rolling. It was loud, doing chants and everything. That's hopefully what all the stadiums can be like.
Then they sold out the whole
The
bottom.
lower bowl, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That was
good.
good, yeah.
I felt like New York Guardians just still just didn't get
They
the.
don't have a QB.
Yeah, I think their best guy was the last guy they used was Perez, and they just I guess don't want to use him. I like him. He did good on that other league before,
Yeah, I
so
remember he was on the Eagles roster for a little bit till he, for a few weeks.
And it's not just the QB prime. I don't feel like the running back Tim Cook, I think, is that good. So
Just their team, New York is not disciplined. I mean, 69 was in all
bunch of
these.
flags and all this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to get their act together. They have heart. I mean, they were fighting out there. It's not like they don't want to win. It's just undisciplined. That's all I could say about them.
And then in St. Louis over here, I feel like 15 had a nice couple plays again. Who was good last week, but Jordan Tahamu is really good. The QB is definitely good.
Playmaker, yeah.
Yep. But Matt Jones was another touchdown too.
And then they had the special teams. The what was it? A
Oh yeah,
kickoff
kick
return.
return touchdown. Yep, first one ever too.
Yeah, and then they blocked a punt, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yup, black punt.
So there was some good things.
Oh, Christian Michael had the first touchdown for St. Louis in that stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that was
so
nice.
I thought that was nice to
So
see.
they're definitely a team on the rise. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be making some noise. That's for sure.
I agree with you on that. And then the last game, DC at LA. Ooh. Now this game was 39-9 LA. Yeah. That's
Surprising.
yeah, I would say that, but DC did not show up. It looked like
Looked like they read their own press clippings and thought they
yeah.
were great and thought they could come in and win because LA was scoreless.
I was gonna say Kadeo Jones had 4 picks in this game, and it was just like every time when it kind of got it going, like right after the half was over, they had the ball in the second half in the beginning, and they were like moving down the thing, and then boom, pick again in the red zone.
They had
I was like, come
there
on,
was no highlights from them. It
no,
was only lowlights. Like I said, it was just all picks. LA, like I said,
it
Josh
looked a lot
Johnson.
better.
Yeah, the quarterback. We said last week that he needed a little bit more time under the belt, but they were looking better.
But they
And
got
yeah,
this new receiver, Trey McBride. That guy's fast.
he looked good. He with the TDs and
Yeah.
Spruce, like usual, made a few plays. Their defense, the backups that were in looked better than the starters.
I was gonna say, yeah, they did their job when they needed to. When they got put in, they did what they had to do.
And
Get plays.
And the star of the game was the running back, Martez Carter. He had 3 TDs, and the backflips were kind of
I was
cool.
gonna say the flips and all that.
I was happy to see him having fun. And, the only problem is in LA, no one shows up to the games. They need to show up and start supporting their
I
team.
know McBride was trying to get the LA crowd to say "Don't leave us yet" and all that. It was
Yeah.
emotional a little bit, the
Yeah.
talking, but
Don't count them out.
yeah, I
I
agree with you.
I
I think
honestly think that behind Houston in the West,
they're better than Seattle and
they're
Dallas.
oh
I'm
yeah,
telling you.
I'm telling you, I won't be surprised if I see them in the playoffs. My
So,
picks in the playoffs are going to be, well, we'll hold that for another week or two because when we get to the halfway point.
all right, I
But
got that.
it was another good week. The only thing that was a little disappointing was the DC game. And
Yeah.
Saturday games were good. Sundays were, okay. But there is definitely, it was nice to see the passion of the fans. And hopefully they can keep it going. And hopefully next week's games will be just as good.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I hope DC shows up because
Yeah, they need to wake up.
I'm a little nervous.
Well,
I'm a little nervous. So.
we'll talk to you guys soon, and remember, it's all about for the love of football.